Good morning and welcome to Invercarmy. It's not a weekly this week because I haven't had time to film anything this week, basically, is the truth of it. I'm in the processing shed 4 days a week now, so I really struggle to try and get stuff filmed. Especially when I'm trying to do a weekly, I really want to cover 2 or 3 things during the week as best I can. So what I thought I would do was I would do something a little bit different this week. It's a campaign going on just now, which has happened on a yearly basis. I think it's a yearly basis. Farm 24, sponsored by Morrison's, which lets people see, gives farmers a chance to post what they do for the whole day. So I think it was Thursday, the actual initiative it was supposed to be, but I thought, well, why don't I do it on Saturday? Try and film what I get up to during the day. It's not a full day. I probably will get home for a couple hours. I'm hoping to get home for the Aberdeen game, watch that, and then I'll get back to the milking. But I thought if I can show you guys what I do for the day, a day in the life of Richard Fisher, we could call it, or something like that. I thought it might be something a little bit different and maybe something you might quite like. It will cover quite a lot of things that we actually probably have seen before, but for anyone that's never watched the channel or anything like that before, it might be quite interesting. So I'm just walking down to work just now. I'll get changed and then we'll get the cows in. That's me just a way to get the cows in now. They're waiting, some of them will be further up the field. They're waiting to get milked now. So open the gate. Come on, girl, Giselle. Come on, Giselle. Mum's coming to help me take them in. Come on, girls, in you come. 316 is calved through the night. Get them in. Make sure it's had some colostrum this morning. Get her milked and make sure it's had some colostrum. It may have sucked her, but just to make sure, try and get colostrum in as quick as possible. That's the last one. So we'll just chase them in now. Most of them will be making for the gate anyway because they're in, well, it's repetition. They do it every day. They know where they're going. So it's just a matter of chasing them in now. Come on in, girls, did you get? Come on! Looks like that calvie was born for a good few hours now. It's good in its feet. Normally when it's if it's only been born for an hour or two, you normally know it's not been born that long because it's probably still wet and it's not very good at walking, but obviously it looks like it's been born for a good few hours now. It's really good in its feet, which is fine for taking in. Normally just get them out, help Mum get them out the gate and then get away to start the milking. Mum will manage to get them in, no bother once they're out the gate. Just to try and get them in. A lot of them often go for a drink of water, especially in the evening. They'll sit up at the top of the field and they'll sunbathe all day, eat grass, and then when it's time to come in for the evening milk, they'll all make for the water trough, which is actually over next to that gate over there. But obviously most of them have been down at the bottom of the field waiting to come in for the milking this morning anyway, so they've probably all had a drink. Plus the fact it's not actually that warm just now, so maybe not as thirsty. But we'll just make our way down, get most of them out the gate, and I'll get away to get the milking started. Come on. Let's go, girl.
Right, let's side, girls.
Come on.
Come on. This side.
Come on. Let's go.
Right, girl.
Come on then, let's go. That's me just leaving Mum to go and get them in now. Go and get started the milking. Mum will chase the rest in and shut the gate. Just put the filter on. This is quite hard with one hand. So a group of 2 filters there. So if there's anything in the milk that's to be filtered out, that just filters everything out. So we just put the plate cooler on now. That's this bit here, this bit here. So basically the milk will travel through that. And then I'll make sure that it's straight down to room temperature, because obviously it comes out the cows at body temperature. So we'll get that out. The milk will go through the plate cooler and it'll cool it down straight to like 10, 11 degrees or whatever the temperature of the water is. And then it goes into the big tank, and it gets agitated till it's down to 3 or 4 degrees. Now I'll just let the girls in just now, queuing, waiting to get milked. So that'll be the first side. Organised as ever. My battery life of my GoPro is 15%, so I'm probably going to have to go and charge that. So I'll get the first side, few sides milked, and then I'll try and catch some of the footage for you guys. Just to, well, I've done a milking video before, but it'll be nice just to catch some of the milking in this video as well, I thought. That's me in the milking parlour now. The GoPro charged a little bit. So that side's just finished milking. This side is milking right now. So what we're going to do is we are going to dip this side just now. So if I get the dipper, as I said, this side's all milked. This is the newly calved cow. Milked out into the bucket to get some colostrum. So that colostrum will be fed to the calf this morning just to make sure it's got that. Good for its health. Protects it against infection and stuff. It's just like having a baby, really. Colostrum is really important to give the calf the best possible start. So just let this lot out, and then we can get the next lot in. Come on, girls, on you go. So about 2/3 through the milking now, but obviously I wanted just to feature the parlour a little bit in this video. As I said, there is already a milking video on my channel, so if you guys want to search for that, it's one of the first videos I've done. So if you guys want to search for that, you can, but obviously I'm letting this 6 out and then the next 6 will come in behind. So the only thing I have to do here is shut this gate manually, because this metal bit here is broken, so it doesn't do it automatically. So that's Pen, well that's our friend there, headbanger herself. There's 2 cows that do that if they're in the front stall. 2118, which is a Rora cow for Rora yogurt, that's where she came from. And there's also number 2 as well, but she's in that front trough. She will bang that trough like mad just to get that extra little few cake, drops of cake. But I'll feed her just now and that'll kind of deter her, hopefully. So this is me just feeding them all just now as well. Now you'll notice they've all branded their tails as well. That's the numbers I'm keying in there. I'm not sure if I was holding that camera very well there to see, but all the numbers are now present on the screens here. And when the meters go on, the yields will be recorded, so I'll be able to see how much milk each cow has. So I'll go and get them on just now. I've got to wash them first actually, wash the tits, and then I'll get them on. The milking finished now, so now I'm just circulating boiling water. Well, cold water goes through first for a rinse, then there's boiling water. Once all the milk and everything's washed out, I then circulate chemical in the boiling water around the system, and then I rinse it back out with cold again. So that's it for the milking just now. Then I've got to go and do the fence. I've basically got to move the milking, well, the strip grazing fence every morning. As you can see, that's the cows just kind of lounging about, either lying down or just waiting to get out. So I've got to go and do the fence first before I can let them out, because we strip graze here, which means that basically every day I move it a 10-12 posts depending on how the milk yield's doing, and then they get a fresh bite every day, and then they just work their way up the field. But I'll explain that when we go to it. This is the bulk tank where all the milk's kept. It's agitating just now because it's cooling down the milk. So as I said to you before, the plate cooler cooled it down to water temperature, and then the ice bank in this tank will cool it down to probably around about 2 or 3 degrees. So this milk's stored in here till it's pasteurised tomorrow morning. So that's me up at the electric fence now. So this is the field the cows are grazing. We just move this up the field as we go, so they always get a fresh bit of grass. You can see this is really well eaten, and then obviously the fresh grass here. Some of it is starting to shoot now, but we'll be out the field probably in 4 or 5 days. So what we do is we basically move the fence up by the posts at the side, depending on how much milk we need. We can give them a little bit more or a little bit less if we've got excess, but just now we don't have excess. The last few weeks, well, not this week, but the week before, I was about 200 litres short, so that means I had to pasteurise again in the evening after I did the milking, just to make sure I met quota for all our orders. But there's a couple of cows calving now, as you've seen this morning. There's one calf this morning. I think there's another 8 or 9 to calve this month, so we should have plenty of milk very soon, if not too much. But we do have places we can put it. We've got a number of ice cream manufacturers that take quite a lot of milk from us, so that helps a lot. So as I say, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the head cam on and just record me doing the fence. So it's not a massive job anyway, but obviously I've obviously already included it in maybe 1 or 2 videos for my Invercarmy Weekly as well. But it's nice just to show everyone, if people haven't watched any of my videos before. This includes kind of everything I've done in a day to, well, everything I've done today basically. I'm trying to do, that's what I'm trying to do anyway. So we'll get this fence moved and we'll go from there. So when I looked in the tank this morning, I could actually see that we were up way on last Sunday's time, because I didn't have to use any of last week's milk at the end of this week. So I could see the volume in the tank was way more than it was last week. So I've cut them back a couple of stabs today actually. So just got to strip these down here and then reattach the wire further up the fence on the other side, and then go from there, tighten it back up, and then put the electric wires back on so the cows can't, well, I say they can't, but there is a number of times they have went through the fence, but not in this field, but in previous fields this year they still get through it. So there's a few breaks in the wire and stuff like that. It's probably not ideal for the electric, but as I say, it's only a battery it's charged by. I've touched a electric fence in the mains and it's much stronger, but we'll get this done and then we'll go from there. There's also a guard fence here that's to try and prevent them from raxing over and eating the heads off the barley. They are prone to doing that, so this is just what the guard fence is for. I'm not quite going to go in line today, I don't think, 'cause I was running behind before because I was trying to cut them back a little bit at this side, As you can see, the other side, the fence posts are quite far apart and the fence isn't very good, so it's not I should have maybe set the wire up at this side because it's a better fence at this side and I would have got a better gauge, but it's done now, so we'll get this post back in. It won't be massively straight because I'm not going to go back across there and tighten the wire, so I've got a perfectly straight line. I'll just try and get across there as straight as possible, and then the girls should have plenty of grass for today. So the rain as well has helped a little bit with the ground as well, because it was so hard to put the pegs in. Now it's not too bad. In places anyway. Some places are worse than others obviously, but just stamp the pegs in. And obviously the rubber there is it's a conductor. Well, it's not a conductor, it's the opposite of a conductor. So the posts won't be electrified themselves. As with the plastic, it's maybe plastic actually, it's maybe not rubber. But that's what it's for anyway. So you can move the post if need be when it's on, as the actual posts here will not be electrified. I've seen worse jobs, to be fair. It's semi-straight, it's been a lot worse. This grass actually got, it didn't get fertiliser after the silage was cut off it, but it did get muck at this side, but I don't think the field's fully done, so the grass is slightly better at this side than it is at the other side. I don't know if you notice on camera, but it's definitely slightly better at this side. That's just because it got muck, whereas the other side didn't. So now I get to the roll here and then we just tighten it up basically. As I said, it's not going to be perfectly straight, but as long as the girls get plenty of grass today, that's the main thing. So look at that, miles down there. A bit of a turn in the fence, but apart from that, it's relatively straight. Apart from the last pole, it's straight going if I was back 2 stabs, I suppose. So although it's not straight, it should be relatively tight. Go back and get the battery, hook it up, and that's good to go. So we've got a relatively big area there really, to be honest, but try to feed them less concentrates in the parlour, so line the grass a little bit more, but also because we don't have any fertiliser left, we may have to add silage bales or something like that as we get closer to winter. But just now we've got this field, the next one and the next one. That's the field that we actually cut at the top for some silage, so it's behind at this point of the rest of the field. But we've got 3 fields to negotiate between all the milking cows, so I think it should be more than enough to help us get through the next couple of months, and then, as I say, probably compensate with a bale of silage in the trough for the cows. Last test, hold this up over here. I'm just going to actually see if I actually did turn the microphones on. It looks like I did. So switch this on, and then I like to do a test just to make sure it is actually earthing okay and stuff like that. So just touch this here. Yeah, I can feel it throbbing there. So all should be good in the world. Let's go and get the girls. A few of the dry cows and heifers standing at the gate waiting to get out. Right, on you go, girls. Right, girls, come on. Let's roll. Come on in, girls. Come on in. Just going to go and get the drone, get some footage of them going up the field, then I'll get some breakfast.
Serendipity's played a cruel trick on me, taking you so far that I can barely breathe. The time's not right for us here, my dear. It's time you go on your way. Don't you fear, just take hope. It'll be our anchor in the storm of our lives. It'll be our savior like a ship when you're out there lonely, drifting out to sea. Now I'm doing everything that I know to do to get close to you, to get close to you. I've been seeing every breath of my life away till I see your face. I've been dreaming every night of you and me together, fighting off the fear in the heat of summer. Like you say, maybe someday we will be together. Till then, I will sing this song.
Only thing I've got to do now is switch the bottle washer on. You can see there's a stack of bottles to wash. Marion normally does this on a Saturday actually, but she's in Newcastle, so it's fell to me. So all I need to do is just basically switch the heaters on. They have to be on about an hour and a half before the bottle washer's needed. So that's them switched on just now. Now I can go for my breakfast. That's me in for my breakfast now. Some Rennie's eggs with the main event. Need a cup of tea is essential. Best part of the meal. With some top quality milk. Can I do without making a mess? Yes, I can. Okay. Cheers. That's me ready to wash bottles now. So all I need to do is switch on the jets. I think I've got about 90 crates to wash or so, and then I've also got maybe a 20 pails to wash as well. So yeah, I better get started. I should actually say as well, we also check all the bottles, because some stupid idiot that got the bottles designed decided to make them all both the same colour. So as you can see, that's a milk, you maybe can't see it very well there. That's a milk bottle there, and that's a double cream bottle there. So there's subtle differences obviously in the text and the writing in the back and stuff like that, but basically we have to check all the bottles in each crate just to make sure that they're all milk, and if they're cream we get taken out and put in another crate to be kept separate, so we're not putting milk into cream bottles or vice versa. So that's why I'm checking all the bottles as I go. Also to check to see if there's any damage in the necks of the bottles or anything like that as well, but that's why I'm checking them anyway.
Seasons change and it's growing cold, but I won't let my love, God bless my soul. I swear you dear, when you're cold I'll be here, where the land meets the seas, there you are with me, yeah. And I'm doing everything that I know to do to get close to you, to stay close to you. I've been seeing every breath of my life away just to see your face. And I'm dreaming every night of you and me together, fighting off the fear in the heat of summer. Like you say, maybe someday we will be together. Till then I will see.
That's all the bottles and pails filled. En route home to watch Aberdeen beat St Mirren hopefully. Then I'll be back down for the milk around about 5 o'clock. Maybe 5:30ish, depending how the game goes. Wish Aberdeen luck. That's me back at it. Mum and Dad have already been and gone for the cows, so that's them just coming down the field just now. Going to get the drone up in the air, get some shots. Don't want to be too repetitive and film the same stuff as I basically did this morning when we took them in. So we'll get a drone up and then we'll get them in to get milked. That is the milking finished. So the girls are going back up to the grass. Should be home just before 8 o'clock. The parlour's currently circulating just now, so it's just in wash mode just now. I'll get home, have something to eat, and then I'll probably have to edit this video the rest of the night. But anyway, that's it for this week's video. Something a little bit different this week. I hope you enjoyed it. If you haven't already, remember to like and subscribe. We'll see you next week.